Got done with an online hearing in an arbitration matter where a partner in a tier 1 law firm in India says cool during the hearing. And this reminded me of this occasion around 5 or 6 years ago when I was in the courtroom and I saw another advocate addressing a judge. And when the judge asked something from that counsel, the counsel replied back with a yeah. And the moment that yeah came out of her mouth, the judge looked up from the file and reprimanded her severely and said, "Do not use slangs in my court." These incidents remind me of something that I commonly see with lawyers, law students, professionals from all walks of life using informal language while addressing people in a very formal tone. Another great example that comes to my mind that I keep regularly seeing is the use of the word nope, or even, when the context requires it to be something more than just a no. When people just use no. I mean, for example, if I have asked you a question, were you able to finish the work on time? And you say no, that itself does not mean anything. I mean, the common courtesy, a basic courtesy for you would be to explain why that no or why that yes. Or if there's any question being asked, you kind of give a little more detail. Another example that comes to my mind is if someone writes me an email or a message on LinkedIn saying, "I want to intern with you." One option for me is to say, if a person asks, "Is there any vacancy available in your chamber?" I could merely say nope and be done with it. But you can imagine that it's not really the most, polite or the most courteous thing to do. And this is something which is so like it's a habit. If you do not build it in small conversations, even with some random stranger you meet on the internet or someone you're texting with who is in a more formal setting, if you don't build that habit right now, you will never build that habit, and you will someday end up before a judge or an arbitrator saying things like yeah and cool, which some judges think is fine. They're keeping up with the times. Some judges think they're not. It's always safer to be on it's always better to be on the safer side of things rather than trying to build a rapport by saying yeah and cool. The people who know me know that I say yeah, cool, awesome 100 times per day. But whenever I'm having a formal conversation with anybody, that is not the verbiage that I use. A valuable lesson for all of lawyers, law students, professionals to remember.